Hello everybody, my name is Jojo, and today I'm playing Minecraft once again. I hope that you all are having a lovely day. If not, keep watching so that your day can get better and better from here on out. Before we get started too far into the video, I do want to read the verse of the day from the Version Bible app. It's a free app that you can download and read the Bible in all sorts of different versions. I like it because I think that it starts off all of my videos with the right dose of positivity. Today's verse is 2 Colossians chapter 3, verse 12. I read out of the CSB, and it says, "Therefore, as God's chosen ones, holy and dearly loved, put on compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience." Now that has a comma there. Leading into the next verse, verse 13, which says, "Bearing with one another and forgiving one another if anyone has a grievance against one another, just as the Lord has forgiven you, so you are also to forgive." Now, there's a lot to unpack here with this verse. So let's give a quick run through. Let's try and unpack everything in a way that's giving you all the information, because no verse exists in a vacuum. First of all, therefore, the word therefore means that there's something that came before that. So the first 11 verses of the chapter are really discussing about the unity we have in Christ. So there's no Jew or Gentile or slave or free or rich or poor or anything like that. We are all one in Christ. That's the important thing. And it discusses, what sins we should avoid because we are transformed works through God. So, because we are transformed works through God, and we should avoid sin, and we are unified through Christ, therefore, as God's chosen holy ones, or as God's chosen ones, do the thing, put on compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. These behaviors, they reflect the fruits of the Spirit. They reflect the change that has happened when we are saved. So these are good things to do, just reflecting that we have been made new. And these are fruits that are meant to serve the community, not oneself. So, very other-centric, which just ties back into there's a consistent theme. If everybody tries to serve, then we're all going to be good. We're all going to do good. It's a consistent theme in Scripture. It all really comes back to Jesus, because this is all behaviors that Jesus has done. And we do all of this because of Jesus, and we avoid sin because of Jesus. And these are things that Jesus does, so we want to do them too, because as Christians we are supposed to be more like Jesus. It all just comes back to Jesus. So that's what this verse is talking about. It doesn't exist in a vacuum, so it's very important to make sure that we are getting the context of everything. And as always, the links to what the verse, what research I did, are going to be in the description down below. And today, we're doing something that I haven't done in a little while, but I really wanted to do again because I really enjoy these kinds of videos, is a mod review. This is from the Fabric Mod Pack, or not Fabric Mod Pack, Fabric Mod Loader. It is called let me go ahead and get the actual mod name pulled up, Copper Equipment Mod. This adds in copper equipment. This is something that I've mentioned in my survival series, is that I think that copper should be used to make at least some sort of equipment, because that is something that, was made. I understand why main Minecraft wasn't really added in. It's like, you have your stone, you have your iron. You don't need copper, especially since copper is primarily a building source. But I do enjoy from what I've seen of this mod, this is really cool. It has added functionality to copper beyond just building, which I think is actually really in the spirit of, things. So, we're gonna check it out. We have a couple of things set up here, as you can see from my little wanderings. And that right there is not Herobrine. Oh my goodness, that's the first time I've seen a frog in the wild. That is literally the first time in Minecraft I have seen a frog. I'm gonna go over here and say hello. Hello, froggy. Hello, froggy. First time I've seen it. That's so interesting. Anyways, I used flint and steel to clear out some of this forest when I was building. So it wasn't Herobrine, I promise. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at some of these things here. We have an axe, Cheers. And oh, then we have some other things over here, but real quick, we're just going to give a rundown. This mod does add in copper versions of every tool. I don't have just enough items installed because the version that I'm using is in 1.21.4, and that does not have a just enough items mod yet. So it's fairly recent, hasn't been updated. So that's why, and you'll see why I'm using this version rather than like the 1.21.1, which does have, you know, which does have a just enough items mod. But these are all just made the same as you would make like any other equipment that is non-copper. So we all know the recipes for those. It's nothing like too special. These things all have a 190 durability, function just the same as regular tools, and they're meant to be used as a way to like progress the game, you know, beyond what your the early game progression. It's meant to overhaul and revamp that, which I think is really cool because early game progression can get pretty boring. So there we go. We have that. And the axe, which, as you can see, chops decently fast. And so it's a little bit better than stone, a little bit worse than iron, which I think, honestly, you know, getting something that is at that level is very good, you know? And look, you can even strip the logs just like you can with any other axe. So this all just functions the same as something's, you know, slightly better than stone, slightly worse than iron, which is, you know, what copper is. Slightly less common than stone, slightly more common than iron. So I definitely like the way that is. So we're going to go ahead and run on back over here to the farm area that I had. Oh yeah, I gave myself some potatoes so I could plant them. Just cause. We're going to go ahead and shove you guys in there. And I'm going to show off some, deviations, I guess would be the best word for it, that this mod has from, you know, vanilla. Besides just, you know, adding in copper tools. So you can pick up the powdered snow, as usual, but you can pick up sand, red sand, gravel, and soul sand all in a bucket. You can, you know, milk your cows, and you can get your water, all the same as normal. And you can actually see, so you got all those, just like normal. Yeah, I don't believe it can pick up lava, though. That was something that I didn't see that it could do, so let me go ahead and grab that real quick. Right here. Yeah, see, can't pick up the lava, but it can pick up water, respawn, because I don't have a ladder backup, but it can pick up all of that, the other stuff, so can't pick up lava, which is interesting, but I guess makes sense because copper's a bit softer than iron, but it can pick up a bunch of sand and stuff, and it can also just be used as a regular milk bucket. So that's all interesting and good. And over here, we're going to show off the copper bow, which I have a copper bow twice in the showcase, just because there's like two separate ways I want to showcase it. I've gone on ahead and shot the cow once with the regular bow, and it takes 2 punches to kill it. With the copper bow, this is a little bit stronger. Taking him, and okay, I guess it's a little bit weaker. I got it a little bit backwards there. Sorry about that, my sound got a little bit weird. But in my testing, the copper bow was a bit stronger. I guess it's a little bit weaker, but it has more durability, which really honestly like checks to what a metal bow would be versus a wooden bow. A wooden bow has more ability to pull back and shoot an arrow, but metal would last a bit longer than wood because wood needs to be treated and whatnot. So yeah, that makes sense. So that's definitely something that's pretty cool. So I guess you get to choose what you want to do. Now, here's a feature that is the reason why I chose to play in 1.21.4 version rather than 1.21.1. Oxidization. Wow. Oxidization. The copper armor will oxidize as it is used. Now, or in all the tools, they oxidize about every 48, durability points. And the only ones in the creative menu that have the oxidization is the armor itself, which has some full durability oxidized versions, which I think is pretty cool. Pretty cool. But they will oxidize as they are used. It doesn't affect performance, it's just an aesthetic thing. And here we got ourselves the pickaxe and the shovel. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you what it looks like. I'm going to speed through this, of course, so that you guys aren't sitting through me just, mining these. I chose mossy stone bricks because it's, visually distinct from anything else. The actual degradation happens approximately every 48 blocks. I don't think it's exactly. I think there's a little bit of range to it, but it does happen approximately every 48 blocks. And we have the extra stack in order to, balance things out. It is a little bit hard for me to see the difference between like the weathered and the oxidized. The level 3 and level 4, it's very visually similar to me. But this should work, so I'll see y'all when I've gone through level 1. Alright, so at 48 you can see it has gone down and weathered a little bit. Doesn't change anything about the pickaxe. But it has weathered a little bit, which is really cool. A visual detail, and we're going to go on one more time. I'm only going to go down 2 levels for y'all's sake. Alright, so that one took 47, not 48, so that does show there's a little bit of a range there, but it has weathered down a little bit. So I'm sure you all believe me that it will weather down even more one more level, as all of them do, which I believe it's, you know what, I'll be able to check with the armor right over here, because I'm going to be putting on some armor, for the next part of the showcase. So, yeah, we have the regular copper, then we have exposed, then we have weathered, and then we have oxidized. You have a full-on rainbow here. It will continue to, like, degrade in terms of its appearance as it takes damage. Now, it is slightly more enchantable than iron for its, It's slightly more enchantable than iron for its armor, which has a 12 enchantability as opposed to iron's 9. But it is slightly less enchantable for the tools, which has 10 enchantability versus iron's 14, which we can show right over here. We'll go on ahead and grab the sword. I do not have any iron. Well, yeah, I forgot to put the iron armor in here, but that's fine. The iron is about as enchantable as diamond, so we'll go on ahead and use diamond as a substitute. Diamond has an enchantability of 10. So we're going to go on ahead and enchant these real quick using just a level 1 enchantment table. Iron sword, I do not have any level slash. Hold on, I can do this. Nope. I can do experience. And then we'll go on with levels. We'll go with the 25 levels. That way we can have ourselves some levels. I'll just go ahead and do the level 1 enchantment each time. So that has sharpness 1 and unbreaking 1. Level 1 has knockback 1, which I think, sharpness 1 and unbreaking 1 is a bit better than knockback 1, but, we're going into a battle. This one gave protection 1, and this one won't let me enchant it because I don't think I can enchant the weathered versions. Let me go on ahead and double check back over here. Yep, I can't enchant these versions. Okay, so that's interesting. You have to enchant the copper ones, not the weather oxidized ones. Anyways, these actually, this actually didn't showcase the fact that copper's a bit more enchantable, because Unbreaking 1 is worse than Protection 1 in my opinion. But, you know, that doesn't matter too much. We are going to go on ahead. Oh yeah, and then I wanted to show off how the bow has the difference in enchantments. So you can't enchant the copper bow, but you can enchant the regular bow. You know, gives you power 1. So that's all. Yeah, so that's the copper weapons and whatnot. And the tools, I showed all the tools. I didn't show the shovel itself specifically, but I showed the pickaxe. I'll even mine a little bit of stone here just to show how quickly it mines, which is not anything terrible. So it mines pretty decent for, like, it's better than stone. Definitely. It's a little bit like gold, actually. It's like it has a decent speed, but not the best durability, which, with how common copper is and how easy it is to obtain, is absolutely fine by me. So, now on to the final part of the showcase. The fun part of the showcase, really. As you can see, I have a few armor bars. The armor is distributed with a helmet of a rating of 2, the chestplate with a rating of 4, the leggings with a rating of 3, and the boots with a rating of 2. So, giving me 5.5 armor bars in total. And what we are going to go on ahead and do is use that to fight things up. Now, we're going to test how well it protects us and how well the durability is, because everything has 190 durability. So, let's go on ahead and spawn some creepers. I have disabled mob griefing for this, so we're just going to go ahead and tank an explosion. That kills us. So don't tank an explosion head on. Can't do it. It will kill you. And it took off a decent amount of durability. I guess the durability for the armor is not 190. It is 190 for all of the tools. Ouch. I fell. But it is 190 for all of the tools. Just not the armor, it looks like. So yeah, so that's I thought that the armor was also 190. Back into the arena. Back into the arena so that we can actually fight some things. So now for the phantoms. What we are going to go on ahead and do is spawn some phantoms in so we can show off the bow. Which is really going to be more of a test of my own skill in the bow, which I think is decent enough. So we're gonna fight these guys off. They do run away when you hit them. Ouch, I'm being attacked, but this is holding up decently well. It's not the strongest gear, but it handles, and I was able to tank a couple of hits. I don't have any food or anything on me, so what I have is what I have. Time for some zombies. I did not think that a baby zombie would spawn in. Oh dang. Please don't kill me. It's going to kill me, isn't it? Please. Okay. Baby zombies are always so hard to deal with. They're fast, they're small, they have a tiny hitbox. Dang it. They have a tiny hitbox. It's really hard for for me to deal with baby zombies. I was clicking at just the wrong time when my crosshairs weren't quite lined up. So they weren't hitting. And the thing with zombies is they have this reinforcement mechanic. So if you hit them, they're going to call in for reinforcements if they get too injured. Which is they will spawn zombies in areas that allow for it, so with the proper light level. And they will summon zombies within a wide radius. Which is why zombie piglins actually will summon their brethren when they're attacked. Attacking them triggers the one piglin to become, you know, the one piglin to become hostile rather than neutral. And then attacking, and they do the whole horde mechanics thing, and that causes the nearby piglins to go into hostile. Last guys, skeletons. Ow, ow. These guys suck. It's on normal difficulty. So they shouldn't hit me every single time, but they are. Oh, ouchie, ouchie. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to beat these guys, I don't think. Yeah, no. So that's the copper weapons and armor. How you can expect to be protected in a fight with the copper. Now, just as a disclaimer, that is a little bit skill on my part, not really going through. But it's decent enough to hold its own against like 1 or 2 melee creatures, or creatures that can't hit you for a ton of damage or at a distance. But things like skeletons and creepers, you're not going to want to tank head on. As you can see, once I had full health, I was able to take on the skeletons, but I don't have any heal on me, so I wasn't able to really recover. So the copper armor and stuff is decent. It'll save you from being like killed too quickly. As you can see, the helmet, which was copper, has now weathered down a bit after tanking so many hits. So yeah, that is the copper stuff. That is the copper equipment mod and all that it can do. So in general, does it fit Minecraft's, vibe? I think it does. Everything here really just looks like a reskin of Minecraft tools and stuff, which is how all the Minecraft tools really look, except like netherite armor. But like, this definitely looks like it could belong in Minecraft. It uses the typical recipes. The progression feels normal. The little quirks and stuff makes sense. I do like the creativity of adding in the buckets of like the sand and stuff, and not letting you use lava. And so that can like, help save your iron if you're wanting to like make a couple of cheap buckets for like, milk and whatnot. The shears, making those out of copper, also saves you a couple of pieces of iron, so you can actually shear things earlier on in the game when you maybe haven't found iron yet and you need to make a bed. So definitely, I think that this mod is great. I will give it a 12 out of 10 in terms of how fun it is, how much it integrates well with Minecraft. It's pretty simple, so if you have like a vanilla plus mod pack, you don't want to deviate too much from the feel of original Minecraft, but you want to spice it up a little bit, this is great. And it's for really modern Minecraft, so it seems like it's being currently updated. You'll be able to like play with the new, like the creaking mob, the frogs, the new building materials. I used mud. I used the mud bricks and stuff because, they're there and haven't really built with them much. Yeah, so definitely, all in all, a very good mod. I would recommend. The link will be in the description down below. It is for Fabric. I didn't see a Forge port. I will, if there is one, I will put that link in the description, but I didn't see one when I was reviewing all the features and stuff, so it seems like it is Fabric only, but a lot of mods seem to be transitioning over to Fabric anyways, so it's absolutely just, seems like it'll be compatible with a lot of other mods as well. The like weathering and stuff is only on the new version of it looks like. I did test the 1.21.1 version of the mod, and the tools didn't weather or anything when you use durability on them. So that one, while it will have a bit more mods compatible with it, because I don't believe that there are very many mods for 1.21.4 yet. So while that one will have more mods, you won't get the oxidization, so it's a bit of a trade-off there. Yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe. I do want to do some more mod reviews, so go on ahead and leave your comments down below if you have anyone you want to see me review in particular. Thank you guys so much for watching, and most importantly of all, have a wonderful rest of your day, and yeah, praise be to God for letting me be able to go and do this, and yeah, thank you guys so much. Peace out.